The word which is deluged by irrelevant information, clarity is the key. Clarity is the power. Hello and welcome to another episode of Clarity is the Power. Today we'll be talking about and giving some clarity over what happened to NDtv's 29.8 percentage of the shares stakes which has been taken over by Adani Groups. Is it something that happened overnight dramatically that it sounds? No, it's not like that. Something which being misinterpreted or some information floating through social medias and through television medias. But yes, there's one point which is very much clear, that in a country where we are struggling about freedom of speech, and NDtv is supposed to bring at least the issues which are occurring on the ground level. I myself watching NDtv since my uh, teenage, and this was the news channel New Delhi Television. It was founded in 1988, and I started watching somewhere around in 2000. And We the People is the most attractive program is run by this television, which always brought wonderful topics, all social issues, try to cut to the conclusion of all social economical challenges that the country has faced so far. So NDtv is the only channel which I would say by my heart, not being biased in terms of political views or some other influences, but it is from the bottom of my heart that this is the only channel which I have seen actually working and bringing the truth about the issues occurring on the ground reality, going into the rural areas or the troubles being faced by the people of India right now. So there's too much speculation and too much worrisome has been seen by the people, those who actually love this channel, that the 29.18% share taken by the Adani Group, which is somehow politically related to one party. I don't want to get into the political aspect of this, but yes, I want to talk about the current status and the privilege of being transparent will remain the same after this huge stake gone into a favor or taken over or bought by some businessman who's supposed to be associated, who happen to be associated with one party which is dominating the entire country right now. So currently, if we look at the share structure, it's still around 30% with Radhika Roy and Pranay Roy, who are the founder of this. And why and how Adani Group was able to take the ownership of 29% share is something that is happened in 2007 when they founded another organization to buy back share of about this 29% through RRPR. This is based on their names, Radhika Roy and Pranay Roy. So they themselves buy back these shares in 2007, and for that they took out a loan from VCPL, and VCPL became the game changer when VCPL itself associated with other companies to take out the loan and give the debt to the other people. And at that point of time, VCPL made some sort of agreement with NDtv that they don't want to take the amount back, but they agreed to get a warrant that this amount of share we will be able to hold whenever they want. And as per the term, when this VCPL taken over by Adani Group got a privilege, a chance to claim these 29% share of NDtv. So that's how Adani came into the picture and became the game changer. If we talk about the current share, 16.32% owned by Radhika Roy, 15.94% by Pranay Roy, and 9.7% by LTS Investment Fund Limited. So, and the other one was 29.18%, which was dramatically. In 2007, what happened? NDtv, the Pranay Roy and Radhika Rai went to an organization who deals in providing loans to the businesses. Every business runs on some sort of support without any investors or foreign investors, domestic investors, and some individual shareholders. It's not at all possible for any businesses to run at a larger scale. So they also needed some sort of financial support, for which they requested some amount, 403 crore rupees from VCPL. And VCPL itself is not a kind of bank who give debt to the people. They have tied to a different other organization through which they take out the loan and guarantees, and then this give amount to the required people, to the required businesses. And this is what has happened in case of NDtv. In 2007, when they took out that loan, they had a kind of agreement that they will allow VCPL to acquire 29.18% share as a warranty, and there was no agreement to pay this amount back. And if something goes wrong, if they are not able to pay or they won't be able to pay, this amount of share will go to VCPL. Now that comes a moment when that becomes the turning point. And in 2008, everybody saw there was a recession. NDtv's at every company's share were dipped down badly in 2008. The BSE and NSE and Sensex were dipped down. So the entire market was at risk at that moment. And later on, these companies %50 share in any company, you all know that there's a chances to lose the transparency in terms of showing what is being shown to us by the NDtv. NDtv is alone a channel which has brought the issues which are occurring at ground level with full transparency. We the People is one of the best show which I have been watching since my teenage, and I love this channel because of that. We the People, and the anchors are very knowledgeable, and they are very transparent to any issue. They are not biased. I've never seen them criticizing any political party, be it the existing one, the previous one, but they talk about the work that have been done by the politician. If any good work is done by this party or that party, they appreciate, they bring it. And if something goes wrong, something socially, politically, economically happens which disturbs the country, they try to bring on the platform. That's what they discuss. So of course the worrisome is there that if any businessman who is associated with one party, which I don't want to name, I don't want to get into political aspect, I'm not a political person, so people are worried that the transparency may be at stake. Because if you have a 50% share through LTS, and already VCPL has did the damage, which became the game changer in the entire episode of playing with the share of this great organization, media channel. So LTS might be another game changer like VCPL, or the other who are buying as an individual buyer. If they sell out their share to this business group, then the trouble still create lots of speculation. But I was talking about the transparency. The media is supposed to be watchdog, and media is supposed to bring the truism to the public, not supposed to do the debate on communal sensitive issues which brings disaster. We have already seen what happened in few places in our country because of nonsense debate which happened on channels, which has actually diverted the mind of the people of the country from the real issues like economical trouble, the underperformance of few sectors, and do all this rising inflation, GDP. These are all the major issue. Education and medical. We already seen how we performed in pandemic. The first wave of the pandemic was a disaster. The another one a major disaster. Lots of people lost their lives. So they're not discussing that. They're discussing something else. We're just creating more trouble instead of giving solution. So this is something we must, as an individual viewer, try to, have some sense of dignity, what we are watching and what we are, putting into our head. So that's about the clarity that we require. I think if we all come together, and just focus on what was the basic preamble of our constitution, talks about equality, fraternity, fraternities, and all these